know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there. You got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Periscope just now. Anyway, I want to talk about stress testing. Y'all heard of stress testing before. It's something that gets done any science, any business, anything that's made electrically, chemically. There's stress testing for any type of product that's made before it's sent out to market. And stress testing is very simple. You take the product, whatever it is, and you stress it as much as you possibly can. You see how much weight can this balcony bear? How fast can this car go? What kind of crash can this vehicle take before it falls into pieces? And you test to see what it can take. You test to see what it can handle. And all of you got to understand that in life, you're always going to be put through stress tests over and over and over again. And whether you pass or fail that stress test will determine where you go next in life. And I'm going to tell y'all a story real quick. This past TED Talk that I did this past Friday at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, again, it was titled, "Too Much Confidence is Not Your Problem." And what happened at that TED Talk, all the way leading up to it, what's going on, Russia? All the way leading up to that TED Talk, I didn't even like the way I had put it together. I didn't like the structure. I was like, I don't like the way I said this. I don't like the way I said that. I was going over it. I was talking to my lady on the phone. I'm going over the speech. I kept messing up parts that I wanted to say. And I was like, damn. And this was the day of the speech. The day of the speech. I gave my talk at 3 o'clock Pacific time in the afternoon. At like 10 o'clock that morning, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock that morning, I was still not saying it the way that I wanted to say it. I'm like, this is not going right. I'm not saying it the way I want to say it. I was getting annoyed. My lady gave me some counseling on it. And then when I got there, I got to the venue and we had like a lunch break. So during that hour lunch break, I stood up on the stage and I just started mouthing to myself how I was going to say it. Because when I got there, of course, you see the big red circle, you see the audience, you see all the lights. I took some pictures on the stage and all that during the break. And during that period, I start going over it in my head, like how I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this. I start adding in some little pieces, some little anecdotes. And I remember why I was there. I'm there because I'm a performer. I'm there because I know how to deliver. I'm there because I know how to sell myself. And most importantly, I'm on that stage because I have something of value to offer all the people that are going to be watching this talk on video, all the people who are sitting in this audience, and all the people who are going to be watching live on those live streams. I reminded myself of that. And at that point, any stress that I had, I don't really get anxiety, but whatever you want to call it, all of that stuff went away because I knew exactly how I was going to deliver. And I said, you know what, I'm definitely the best speaker that's going to step up here all day. And it was like 20 people that performed today. I know I'm the best. I know people want to hear this. I know it's people watching me who've seen me before who are going to watch this online at the live stream. I know it's people who have seen me before who are going to watch the video when it comes out. I gotta deliver to my level because I've already set the bar. I think, who was it? There was a song Jay Electronica said. He said, Puffy said to him, "You built a mighty high ladder. Let me see you climb up." I knew I had to climb up that ladder. I had to deliver at the level that I've sold myself to deliver at. It's one thing that I tweeted yesterday. My Twitter's at Dre All Day. Make sure that your delivery, your skill level, your performance matches your price tag. And if you sell yourself at a high price, you better deliver at a high price. And that's what I reminded myself of. And some people that can make you anxious. Some people that can make you nervous. Some people that can give you performance anxiety and you completely crash when it's time to perform. Me, that made me step it up. That made me say, you know what? This is who I am. This is what I do. Forget all the stuff that happened this morning. Forget the fact that I kept messing that part up. And I went out there and I did it. It was flawless. When I got off the stage, I was on the phone with my lady and it was like, boom. I was like, yo, I got it. Perfect. I said it exactly as I wanted to say it. It was my best out of all my TED Talks. Thank you, Miss Tracy Moss. Out of the 3 TED Talks I've done so far, that was definitely the best one simply because it was the most stressful, whatever you want to call a stress test. It was the most stressful of the 3. The other 2, I kind of memorized them almost word for word. This one I didn't memorize. This one I had the least amount of time to prepare. I had the most stuff going on outside of the TED Talk leading up to the talk, so I couldn't even completely focus on just the TED Talk because I had all these other things that I had to do going on at the same time, and I still delivered at the highest level. That's stress testing. Now, I'm not telling you that to impress you. I'm telling you that, thank you, Louis, thank you, Dev. I'm telling you that not to impress you, but I'm telling you that to impress upon you that you have to stress test yourself in life. And don't worry if you haven't had anything stress you or put you to the test. Hello to you too, Leo. I didn't see that name, Lil something. If you haven't had yourself put to the test in life, understand, thank you, MMM42, Money Making Mitch 42. If you haven't been put to the test, don't worry. Life will put you to the test. And it doesn't mean, because sometimes when people hear that, put you to the test, they think it's something bad. Like, something negative is going to happen, like you're going to crash your car, or somebody close to you is going to die, or you're going to lose your job, or something bad is going to happen that you don't want to happen. Understand that stress testing can be something that you want. Listen, I wanted to do a TED Talk. I wanted to perform in front of that audience. I wanted y'all watching the live streams. I wanted people to be watching the video and saying, damn, Dre did blank, whatever people are going to say about it. I wanted that. I invited all that into my life. I sold myself into all those things and all the other stuff I had going on around the TED Talk. I voluntarily chose all that stuff too. So I created the stress for myself. So that's something that you can do for yourself too. Thank you, Lilo Midget. That's the name. Thank you, Lilo Midget. What's up, Mara something? Thank you for that comment. Marinero. Speaking English, I can understand, but I know what that means. That's the Rihanna song, right? But anyway, stress testing, ladies and gentlemen, will happen to you. It can happen because of you, but you will go through a stress test. And when you go through those stress tests, you got to make sure you stand up. And the most important thing you can remind yourself of is, listen, you survived however old you are, blank number of years. 16 years is a long time. 25 years is a long time. 47 years is a long time. 58 years is a long time. If you survived that long, that means nothing that you faced killed you. Nothing that you faced put you in a position where you couldn't survive and live to tell another day, live to fight another day, live to do another speech, live to write another book, live to read another blog post, live to get on your phone again, because all y'all got phones right now, live to open your computer or have internet or have a roof over your head again. All of you survived to that point. You survived 16 years, 25, 50, 60, 80 years. You survived all those years through all the stress you've been through. You've been through that stuff. You can get through this stuff. One thing that you can start doing, this is in my book, The Mirror of Motivation, which you can get on Amazon or iBooks, is you got to remind yourself who you are. You got to remind yourself, I am blank, fill in the blank with your name. I am this person. These are the things that I do. And you should already have this written out. If you don't already have this written out, you need to have this written out. Who you are as a person. And write it in the present tense, who you are at your best level. Your best version of you, write out who that person is. What do you do? Why do you do it? How do you do it? When do you do it? Where do you do it? How do other people respond to it? And what are the results that you get in life? Thank you, Felicia. You saw that TED Talk. Thank you very much. And this is something that I talked about in my TED Talk, the thing I just said. Write out in the present tense exactly who you are as the best version of yourself. Write it out as it already exists. So if you want to be the boss of your company and you want to have the highest salary and you want to have a wife and 2 kids and a dog and 3 cars and you want to have a house with 10 bathrooms, write it out as if it already exists and speak it to yourself out loud every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to sleep. Start doing that and then start conducting yourself as if you're already that person who has those things. And then once you reach the stress test, when something happens in your life where there's some stress, there's some anxiety, things ain't going exactly as you want them to, and there's a little bit of pressure on you, all you got to do is remind yourself of who you are. Go find that statement, which you should keep handy, probably in your phone, since everybody got phones, but if you like to write stuff down with a pen, keep your little notebook, whatever it is, keep it close to you, and read it to yourself. Read it to yourself before you go on stage. Read it to yourself before the game. Read it to yourself before that job interview. Read it to yourself before that big date, whatever it is. Read that out loud to yourself. Remind yourself who you are, what you're about, and why you're here, why you're doing these things. Because again, that's all part of your statement. And then you'll be able to overcome that stress test. You just got to remind yourself of who you are and understand that writing in the present tense, that person that you aim to be, you become that person as soon as you write it in the present tense and you start saying it to yourself and you start actually believing it. You don't believe it, then it'll always be, I will be, I will be. In your whole life, you're going to be chasing that thing you will be. But if you say I am, then you start becoming it. And y'all all know the principles to getting what you want. Be, do, have. So if it's I will be, then it's not I am. You're not doing the be part yet. You're still in the I will. You'll always be chasing it. So you got to start with I am. I am, fill in the blank. And there's no limit to how big you can fill in that blank with. You can fill in that blank with whatever it is you want to be in life. Nobody can tell you what's acceptable. Nobody can tell you what you can do, what you can't do. Nobody can tell you who you are and who you're not. Yes, really. You determine who you are. You determine what you're going to be. You determine why you're going to be that person. And you determine what the results are going to be. You got to start with the be part first. You got to be the person. Then you do the thing. Then you have the result. But if you skip the be part and you try to start doing stuff without getting the be part right, then you're going to keep running into brick walls. You're going to keep failing that stress test. So the first way to pass the stress test is to set yourself up to pass it by getting the be part right. I'm the best basketball player on the team. Exactly. You start with something like that. Now keep going. Don't just stop with basketball player on the team, because there's more to your life than being a basketball player. Add everything else in. How are you with your family? How are your relationships? How do you take care of yourself? What's your mindset like? How do you deal with challenges? How do other people respond to you? Write all of that. Every single detail of your life. Write it out in the present tense, in the positive form, as who you see yourself becoming. And again, that's your decision as who you're going to be. It's nobody else's call. It's your call. So let me take questions. If anybody got a question, let me go ahead and take any questions y'all got. This is Dre Baldwin y'all talking to, also known as Dre All Day. For those of you who don't know, I do these Periscope streams all the time, usually every day. I haven't for the last week and a half. I've been busy, but we about to get back in business. If you're not following my Snapchat, follow my Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. Can somebody post my Snapchat name, please? At Dre Baldwin. At Dre Baldwin is my Snapchat. If there's anybody here who follows me on Snapchat, leave a comment and let everybody else know what they're going to get out of my Snapchat, so they don't think I'm just trying to tell you to follow it for no reason. What's going on? A Redmon8497. Hit me on Snapchat, a Redmon, and tell me why I should follow you on Periscope. And if I'm compelled by your sales pitch, then I will do it. So you just got to, I'm giving you an opportunity to sell myself. Life advice on my Snap. I'm dead serious. You LOL and I'm serious. Thank you, Miss Tracy Moss, for posting that. On my Snapchat, I talk about life. I talk business. I show you a little bit of what I'm doing. I might be working out. I might be traveling. I might be reading a book. I might be looking at things that, what would I call it? Things that inspire or motivate me. If I show y'all a screenshot of from a blog post or a book or a picture, those things that I like. So those are things that I share with you, because that's the type of stuff that I look at, that I read, that I, immerse myself in every single day. It's not always the same things, but I want to share those things with you. So I share life, I share business, I share advice, all that stuff on my Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. The reason I do it on Snapchat is that's the easiest way to share stuff real quick. Like if I think of something 5 minutes from now, I'm not going to start a whole new Periscope stream just to tell you that one thing. I'm going to snap it so y'all can catch everything on my Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. Thank you, Andy X2345. TED Talk was excellent, man. It was a great event. They're going to give me some real high quality video. I'm going to get some good photos out of it. Instagram alert. So I'm going to get some good photos out of it to post on IG. Stuff that's going to be on my website too. If you want to see my previous 2 TED Talks, it's at dreallday.com/TED. Brian Hammer, I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing your opinion. I value your opinion to this point, but we'll see what your next opinion is. Any other questions that I can take? Anybody got a question, I'll take it. You're talking to Dre Baldwin, Dre All Day Live right now. My books are at dreallday.com/Amazon or /iBooks. 2 years ago, did I ever think I'd give a TED Talk? Yes, I did. Actually, I did. 2 years ago, I knew I wanted to give multiple TED Talks 2 years ago. And what happened? I think I applied for one that was local, but they ended up not even having the event itself. But even if they did, they didn't choose me. If they went that far, they didn't choose me for it. But then I just got better at selling myself. Really, that's all it is. I just got better at selling myself. I got better at presenting myself in a way that when somebody else read it, because again, this wasn't a live conversation. This is just a little form you fill out. I got better at selling myself on that form, that somebody said, okay, this guy's interesting. I think he would actually have something to say. He got some credibility because he did this, and this. He has a good idea because he said this will be his idea. Excuse me, let's bring this guy in. And damn it, it worked. 3 times. But it's still, even in between doing that, it's still been events where people said, no, thank you. We're not interested. So I'm still, during this time, because I don't want people to get the idea that everything I touch has just turned to gold. Everything don't work. I still have conversations with people who say, yo, we're not interested. Yo, this not at this time. Yo, we chose somebody else. That still happens. How many bottles of water should you drink a day? It ain't really a should to it. I would say the rule of thumb would be 1 ounce for every pound of body weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds, 100 ounces. So all you got to do is look at your water bottle, whatever it is you drink it from. Thank you for the hearts, whoever that is. The hearts is on this side for y'all. Thank you for the hearts, everybody who's tapping the screen for the hearts. That's the rule of thumb that I found at Kempf, the person who asked that question about water. But I don't measure it that way. I just drink. I don't drink anything but water, so I always got it with me, as you can see. When I'm driving, I got water. If I go to an office building, I got water. If I'm home recording, I got water. I always got water near me. If I'm working out, I got water. So I always got it around, and I don't drink anything else. So anytime I'm thirsty, I'm putting more water in my body. All right, Brian Hammer got to go. I told him I was going to wait for his second opinion, so that was his second opinion, so we had to get rid of him. Any other questions that I can take? Again, my Snapchat is at Dre Baldwin. At Dre Baldwin is my Snapchat. My Instagram, same name. My website is called DreAllDay.com. My books. If you haven't bought any of my books, go read one of my books. Pick one. I got 7 of them out right now. They're at DreAllDay.com/Amazon. Or if you prefer iBooks, DreAllDay.com/iBooks. The physical copies of Dre Philosophy Volume 0, my latest book. I'm just waiting for the physical proof. That's basically a sample copy that's coming to me. As soon as I see it and everything's good, then the physical copies will be available for sale for everybody. And that book is 800 pages, so the physical copy of the book is going to be like $29.99, I believe the price. I believe that's the price that we're going with. It's going to be somewhere in that area, so I don't want nobody to get sticker shock when they see that. You read 3 of them, that's what's up. Thank you, Mercer C, for reading those books. Any other questions? I guess nobody got a question. Y'all know where to catch me, Snapchat. Y'all got any questions y'all want to send me that is not during Periscope? Hit me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin anytime. You ask me a good question, I will reply. What was my personality test in the book, How the World Sees You? That's a good question. Mine was, it was Prestige and Mystique. I think it was the 2 together. I don't know which one that is, but if you look at the little chart, it was Prestige and Mystique. But that's a good book. Anyone want book recommendations, go to DreAllDay.com/read, READ. I got recommendations of books in every category. And start with my books. Work on your game, DreAllDay.com. Make sure you follow me on social media, Snapchat. You see it right there. The code's going to come up. Dre Baldwin. My Instagram is the same name, at Dre Baldwin. My Twitter and my Periscope, both at Dre All Day. Y'all know my website, DreAllDay.com. Any business inquiries, hit me via email, Dre at DreAllDay.com, or you can just send me a snap. Work on your game, Dre All Day.